I
Don't want
will put my arm around you.
you don't want to, I won't make you.
Are you trying to manipulate me?
Maybe.
That's what we're going to talk about today. Communication issues. Everybody likes to say, all relationships really come down to communication issues. I had a potential client who was saying that, well, isn't that what it really all comes down to anyway, is just communication issues? No, it is not. And today we're going to talk a little bit about what we mean by communication issues and what's really going on.
We are the sexagenarian sages.
And we are here to bust the myths of sex and aging.
And before we get into communication issues, we've got a sex challenge going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right, we do. Do you want to tell them about it now or?
No, I think we're gonna make them wait until the end of the video to see how close we're getting to our goal of 20 days of sex in the month of October.
Yep.
October's almost over with.
How's the booking going on, huh? Do we have people out there laying down bets?
Are we gonna make it?
Yeah.
Aren't we?
So, okay, we're gonna talk about communication issues today.
You need your hands to use.
I do. I like to talk with my hands. That's how I communicate.
In here.
So, let me ask you this. Say you're in a relationship. I suspect you're an adult. I suspect your significant other that's in the relationship with you speaks the same language that you do and fluently, right? So how can you call it a communication issue? You both know how to communicate. What is the real issue that's going on in so many relationships that we call communication issues? Well, how about looking at it a little bit closer and realizing that there are many different ways in which we are communicating? How about when we are trying to evade? Look, think of how we do that in a relationship, how we lie, we deceive, we try and misdirect communication. Let me think of an example. Here's one. Let's say that I'm asking you out on a date, Belinda. And so I'm going to ask you, how would you like to go out to dinner Tuesday night?
Oh, God, I can't. I've already got something set up to go out with the girls.
Now, if she's telling the truth, then there's no problem. However, she may be using it as a tool of evasion.
How about this? How about if you, I said no, so you ask me again.
Would you like to go out with me Tuesday night?
Ask me for a different day.
Oh, okay. How about Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday doesn't really work for me.
Ah, okay. How about coffee Saturday afternoon?
No, can't do that.
See how she keeps coming up with excuses and she's not offering anything in return. There's not a communication issue here other than the fact that
Maybe she doesn't want to go out.
she's evading. She may be deceiving, she may be lying. That's the issue
But
at first, but there may be something deeper.
maybe she just doesn't want to hurt your feelings.
So she's afraid. She's fearful that she's going to hurt my feelings. She is maybe projecting a little bit on me because her feelings might get hurt if somebody were to do it to her. So she's projecting a little bit there. But you can see she's still communicating. It's what's really going on behind the scenes that's the issue, not the communication.
She doesn't feel she can be honest. And that's something within her. Why do I feel I cannot be honest and just say, no, I don't want to go out with you this week?
Right. So what's something else that maybe we do? How about manipulation? There's another way in which we communicate. Let's see, nice guys use this a lot. You can read about this in Dr. Robert Glover's book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Think of,
How about this?
well, you have an air conditioner.
I was just gonna do that. But, so, God, it is so hot in here. That air conditioner just isn't, it's not working right anymore.
Well, let me take care of that for you.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Now, I may be a nice guy who's coming from the place of thinking, oh, if I do this for her, then there's gonna be quid pro quo. She's gonna do something for me. Sex, maybe?
Mm,
And so rather than being straightforward, being honest and saying, you know, I might be willing to help you out with that air conditioner situation, but I want sex in return.
mm. I'm not interested. I don't need that.
That's a straightforward conversation.
But I would be willing to fix you a nice dinner in return.
That's a negotiation. Now they're coming from a place that's a little bit clearer, a little bit more honest than me simply saying, I will do something for you, thinking I'm going to manipulate her into doing something for me.
Mhm. And it's interesting you brought up the idea that maybe she'd want sex. This is another episode I want to do. Sex is transactions. It's another bigger thing than I want to get into.
Transactional sex.
Yeah, I want to get into here, but that's another one I want to do.
Yeah, we'll see about doing that. So what's another one of these so-called communication problems that creeps up? Well, we talked about manipulation. There's a harder edged one,
Mm.
blackmail,
If you leave me, you will never see the children again.
extortion. It's forcing me into a situation. What's really going on here? Well, there's obvious anger, fear. There are emotional issues in the background going on that aren't really coming out. Instead, we're just using words as weapons and tools to keep from addressing what the deeper issue truly is.
And that's also that particular, in addition to being emotional blackmail, that's another, I can't think of the term for the moment. It's when you're deliberately trying to hurt somebody.
Ah, yes, being spiteful,
Mhm.
being hurtful. That's another way in which we communicate.
Yep.
Can be one where you're actually using it on somebody to try and put them down, to try and control them. Why are you doing that? What is it in you that makes it so that you have to put somebody else down? These are all emotional intelligence, emotional maturity issues. And often that's what these communication issues, as we call them, comes down to.
I have another thought with the manipulation one. I think it falls under manipulation. It's withholding sex.
Sure.
If you don't do this for me, then we're not having sex tonight.
I'm not going to give you what you want.
Yep. I'm just thinking that's one that
Yeah.
we hear of frequently.
Yeah. So, what's the point of all of this? The point is this. These aren't communication issues. That's too vague. These are actually internal issues, internal emotional maturity issues that need to be looked at, explored. You need to find out what's really going on when you're communicating these things, to become aware of when you are saying something from a place of fear, a place of anger, a place of neediness, all of these emotional issues that you may be carrying. And when you become aware of those, not only are you able to catch yourself when you're doing it, you can catch it in other people as well.
Can I give you an example of when I caught myself doing it this morning?
Sure.
There was a particular event that we had talked about going to, and you weren't feeling too well this morning.
Yeah.
So I started making plans to go by myself. And I just made that assumption, and I was making all these plans, And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. I don't know if he wants to go or not. I was projecting on you based on how you were feeling. If I was feeling the way he did, I wouldn't want to go. So I simply asked, do you feel up to going to the event today? And as it turned out, you were planning to go.
Yep,
And so I adjusted my plans so that, you know, we shared the car, did our workouts, made it work,
yep,
rather than me just moving ahead as if he wasn't going because I assumed he
Yep.
wasn't going.
and that can be a communication issue.
But my point there is I recognized it
Yes,
and I took steps to change it.
yep,
I want to say that in many of these cases, we're so close to the problem, we don't even recognize it.
right.
And that's one of the things that we had to work on.
Yeah.
And
So a coach can come in really handy,
Mhm.
because they can see that they're disinterested third party, so to speak.
Yep.
And they can be a little more objective. And they can point these out and they can actually help you to explore exactly what's behind those
Mhm.
communication issues.
Mhm. And I think one of the things the coaches become very good at is picking up on body language that you may not even be aware that you're doing.
Yep.
That might be another episode as well.
Somatic communication.
You feel complete,
I feel complete.
but
We still have our challenge.
yes, we have done 17 of our 20 days.
We got 3 more to go.
We've got a full week to get our last 3 in.
Yep.
I think we're gonna make it.
And we'll be able to tell you when this is done, what did we experience? What did we
Yeah.
see? What did we discover?
We're already learning, well, we have been learning some things about ourselves through this.
And understand, you know, we've been coaches for years now. We've been married for decades now, and we're still learning things.
Yes. And I think we're learning things because we approach things from an attitude of curiosity and exploration.
And we can be open and honest about a
Mhm.
lot of things that go on.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
thanks for joining us. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button, ding ding. And share this, like it,
Comment on it
leave us a comment.
or send us an email. You want more information? Our contact information is down there. Get in touch.
Yep, we want to hear from you. Thanks again.
Thank you for watching.